Knock knock, Blue's there. What's up, airplane collectors? Welcome to a model airplane review. It's your host Ray. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the NG model 1:400 scale JetBlue Airways Airbus A321. In this video, I'll do a review of the model and its features, and at the end I will give my personal opinion about what I think of the model and whether or not I recommend it to other collectors. The box is made from a thick cardstock material, and it measures 14 centimeters lengthwise and heightwise, and 4 centimeters wide. I'll show you around the box now. So this is the front. Here's the bottom. Right side. Top. Left side. And here's the back side. Included in the box is the model fully assembled, painted, and ready to display, as well as an NG model collector rewards program card. Here's the model itself. I'll give you a quick 360 before I begin my review. Fuselage length for this model, and it'd be nice if the model would fit in the frame. Geez, sorry about that. Anyway, fuselage length for the model is 11.3 centimeters. Wingspan is 8.5 centimeters. And from the ground to the top of the vertical stabilizer, this model is 3 centimeters tall. Accurate to 1:400 scale. This model is made primarily out of die-cast metal. I'll start the review with the fuselage. The nose profile on this model is pretty good. That's pretty much standard issue for NG and their 1:400 A320 family mold. Nose profile looks good. Fuselage is very nicely detailed. You can see the Knock Knock Blues there title that I think this aircraft is named, or it's just a nickname for the plane. Not quite sure how JetBlue does their naming system, but that is this specific aircraft. And as you move down the fuselage, you can see the window details. Printed detail is pretty good as well. Painted detail seems to be mostly consistent. I don't see any imperfections with regards to paint application here on the fuselage. So overall, we're off to a solid start. Now, something I would like to point out is the color of this light blue bubble here, or in this case, it would be a spotlight, because I believe this is the spotlight tail. These light blue bubbles here, or spots, I do believe they should be saturated with a bit more of a greenish tone to them, because the blue is almost 100% accurate, but it's not quite. It's too blue, as ironic as saying that sounds. So the color on that isn't 100% accurate. Here's the vertical stabilizer. Also looks pretty nicely detailed. Molded detail looks great. Paint application seems to be not exactly perfect. I do see a very small smudge of light blue poking out into the dark blue right here. Nothing too insane. And I also see either that's... All right, so something is textured with the paint there. Oh, wow, that is a... Great, I just chipped the white off of that. Oops. So there was a paint chip there. I'm feeling some texturing on the paint here, and there's also a little strand there. But overall, it's decent, but there are small imperfections with the paint. Here's the right side of the aircraft. Again, on the vertical stabilizer, I'm noticing a few small paint imperfections, like there's a dark blue line right here, and then part of the blue is chipping into the red spotlight right here. Small imperfections so far, but it is kind of annoying to see when those happen. But I'll move you down the right side of the fuselage. It's almost the same as the left side. Oops. Okay, peep a little imperfection on the spotlight here as well. Small imperfection so far, nothing majorly disturbing though, so we're off to a decent start. Moving on to the wings. The wings on this model overall appear to be pretty solid. They're very nicely detailed. There's lots of molded detail in the form of the control surfaces on the trailing edge, as you can see here. These seem to be pretty good. Okay. It looks like some of the dark gray paint from the rest of the main wing kind of got spilled onto the air brakes here. Nothing too bad. Okay, that is kind of concerning though. So yeah, paint application wasn't perfect, but the detail on the wings here is pretty solid. Is that also another? Can't tell if this is another issue. Okay, no, that was just a small strand of something. But overall, the detail's pretty solid. Printed detail seems to be consistent as well. So that's the left wing. I'll show you the right wing. Yeah, on the right wing, the gray paint doesn't spill out onto the air brakes as much. So I don't think that was intentional. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. So yeah, overall the wings appear to be decent, and hey, at least on this one they're attached. Now the sharklets. The sharklets on this model, they're all right in terms of shape. Now if you look at the sharklet here, the red paint it ends, if you will, it goes to the gray paint goes way too far up onto the sharklet here. All right, that's about the best view I can give you of the sharklet. But yeah, it does kind of go up a little bit high onto the sharklet here. So that is an inaccuracy on this model. And it is present, I believe, on the inward side as well. With regards to the right one is a little bit better, but it still is a bit high. So the paint application could have been a bit better on the sharklets. Here are the horizontal stabilizers. We're back at the rear of the aircraft now. I do see a bit of staining within some of the panel lines on the horizontal stabilizers. I don't think enough gray paint was applied there, and I'm not sure if that's a stain or not. Oh, that feels textured. I do not want to chip the paint. There's also another flake of, I'm not sure what that was. But overall, the horizontal stabilizers are decently detailed. So that's pretty nice to see. APU looks pretty nice as well. The way that the paint meets at the halves of the fuselage also seems to be pretty nice up here. So that's good to see. Now on the other side, everything seems to be okay. I do see a bit of layering with some of the spots or spotlights, whatever, here as well. It's kind of hard to notice, but it is a bit more significant than it is on other models. Now, in the defense of NG, it is hard to do these light colors over a dark blue base coat. With painting stuff, it's always hard to paint a lighter color onto a darker color, so this is why they're so prominent. But I do believe maybe it could have done a little bit better. Moving on to the engines. The engines of this model are quite good. Is that, please don't tell, okay, no, that's just a reflection, my bad. All right, so the engines on this model are quite solid. The shape seems to be pretty good. I do see a bit of paint smudging here on the exhaust portion, the metal exhaust, or not metal, but the metallic painted exhaust. I do see that. But overall, the shape seems pretty good. And okay, what is with the pylon there? I do see a bit of a gap here as well. I'm spotting a lot more small imperfections on this model than is usual for NG. But yeah, here's the bottom of the engines. There's a bit of detail here on the bottom of the engines. This looks pretty good, actually, so they didn't mess that up. Here's the bottom of the left engine. Everything seems to be okay down here as well. And the fan blade detail is pretty good as per usual. Nothing too special there. Oh, I do see a very small smudge of blue paint that poked through the gray here. Nothing major, though. Moving on to aerial details, this model features antennas and sat domes. The antennae on this model are quite good. Here's one at the front of the aircraft. It's one of the larger ones. It's accurate. It fits onto the model nicely. It's not loose or anything, and I haven't seen any reports of them being loose, so no complaints there. And here we are at the rear of the aircraft. We've got more details. The sat dome here looks pretty good. It's painted a light gray color. It's right about the same color as the light gray on the wings. I do believe that's accurate, so that's nice to see. It fits the aircraft quite well as well. These two antennas back here also look pretty good. So far, the aerial details seems to be mostly okay. Okay, that sat dome isn't 100% centered on the fuselage, though, I'm noticing, and I do see a bit more of a gap on the right side here, so it tried hiding from me, but I shall not let it escape. Now, on the bottom of the aircraft, we got one singular antenna right here. It's one of the big ones from up top. This looks pretty good as well. Here's the bottom of the aircraft. I'm going to start discussing the landing gear. The landing gear on this model is quite good from the looks of it. If the camera would focus, that'd be great. Some of the gaps between the struts and the gear are filled in with either paint or metal, and I probably would be able to poke those out, but that's a minor thing overall. It is kind of annoying to see. The wheels, if you haven't been able to tell already, they're made out of rubber and they do roll smoothly, so that is nice to see. Now here's the nose gear. It's bent forward a little bit as it should. However, something went wrong with the gear doors there. What the heck? Okay, on this model, I'm not sure what the heck happened with the gear doors there. But yeah, I can definitely see that the gear doors are bent backwards. What the heck, NG? This is very unusual from them. But it is what it is. So yeah, something funky happened with the nose gear doors. On this side, it's not as bad. It's actually not too bad at all, but it kind of makes that nose gear look bent a bit more forward than it should. Here's a view at the front of the aircraft. Sorry. Wing flex seems to be pretty good. Engine clearance looks good. Gear balance looks good. Cockpit window printing might be slightly slanted towards the right side of the aircraft. Can't really tell. Vertical stabilizer seems to be a little bit off-center too. Not by much, though. So overall, things look pretty good up here. The nose wheels do seem to be spread pretty far apart. I could probably fix that, but it shouldn't be that far apart either. Alright, that's the end of my review. Now time for my personal recommendation, or no, personal opinion and recommendation. It's been a long day. I'm filming this at 10:30 at night in my local time. So this model, it's nicely detailed. However, the quality is a bit less than what I would have anticipated from NG. NG usually pushes out some amazing quality models, and this one is definitely no exception to that, except that it has a few more imperfections than I anticipated. So I do recommend this model, but please be conscious of the fact that it might have quality control imperfections, and there also may be broken parts, because I ordered a different 1/400 scale JetBlue Airbus A321 from NG a few months ago, and that one did show up broken. One could almost say it was quite a defining moment for the JetBlue A321 in 1/400 scale. Alright, so the one on the right is the one I'm referring to. This is the first one that NG released in JetBlue's new livery, and you can see it's got the mint tail, and the one on the left is the one that I just reviewed in this video. So I just wanted to have them both next to each other since I love both models. So yeah, like I said, I recommend the model. Just be conscious of quality control issues that might arise, because NG's quality has been declining as of recent, and I really don't like the way things are going. Now, with regards to the model on the right, if you want to see a review on that, I just posted that as well, so feel free to check out my channel for that. But both of them are beautiful models. I love the new JetBlue livery, and I'm very glad that I have these models. So that's the end of my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you didn't, also please let me know. I'm happy to hear feedback. And that's a wrap. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more model airplane content. Happy building, happy collecting. See you guys next time.